you're avoiding a decision, it doesn't feel like avoidance. It feels like confusion. It feels like you need more time. It feels like you're still trying to understand what's right. And because it feels that way, it's easy to stay in it. It's easy to believe that you're being thoughtful, that you're being responsible, that you are taking the time to get all the facts straight. But there's a difference between taking time to understand something and staying in something that's already been understood. Most of the time, avoidance does not present itself clearly. It doesn't say, I'm not doing this. It disguises itself as consideration, as patience, as depth. It makes you feel like you're in process, when in reality, you're just not moving. There are very specific ways to recognize when that's happening. The first is repetition. You keep returning to the same situation over and over again. The same relationship, the same question, the same internal loop. You think about it in slightly different ways. You approach it from different angles, but nothing new is actually being revealed. There's no new information, no new clarity, just movement inside the same space. That kind of repetition is not exploration, it's containment. It keeps you engaged without requiring you to change anything. You stay active in it, but you don't move out of it. The second is that you already know what the options are. You're not searching for more possibilities. You are deciding between things you've already identified. Do I stay or do I go? Speak or stay silent? Set the boundary or keep tolerating what you've been tolerating? The range is already defined. There's nothing unknown about it. When you are actually unclear, the field is open. You're still discovering what's available. But when you're avoiding, the field is closed. You are standing between options that are already visible, and the delay is not about understanding them. It's about not choosing. The third is that your body registers it before your mind allows it. There's a moment where something does not sit right. You'll feel a tightening in your chest, a pull in one direction that you don't fully follow. It's subtle, but it's consistent. It shows up the same way each time, and it doesn't require analysis. But instead of staying with that, you move into thought. You try to interpret it. You try to make it make sense. You override the initial recognition with something more structured, something you can explain. And once you're in that, it becomes easier to move away from what you actually felt. That's not deeper understanding, that's displacement. You've taken something direct and moved it into something you can manage. The fourth is the idea of readiness. You tell yourself you're not ready yet, that it's not the right time, that you need more clarity, more stability, more certainty before you act. And that sounds reasonable. It sounds responsible. But readiness does not actually arrive before the decision, it follows it. If you wait to feel ready, you'll stay in the same place because readiness is built through movement, not before it. It's the result of stepping into something, not the prerequisite. So when you keep telling yourself you're not ready, what you are actually saying is that you are not willing yet. Not willing to move, not willing to disrupt something, not willing to let the situation reorganize around a different choice. And that's where this becomes more direct, because if you're not confused and you already see the options and your body has already registered what's not aligned and you're waiting to feel ready before you act, then the question is not what you should do. You already know. The question is why you are not doing it. That's not something you solve by thinking more. It's something you see by looking at what you are maintaining. What does staying where you are allow you to avoid? What does not choosing preserve? What would actually change if you followed through on what you already see? Because there's always something there. Sometimes it's the disruption that would follow, the conversation you'd have to have, the shift in how someone responds to you, the loss of something familiar, even if it's not working. Sometimes it's internal, the version of yourself that would no longer exist in the same way, or the identity that's been built around staying, around managing, around holding something together. Avoidance protects that. It keeps everything in place, even if it's not aligned. And as long as that protection is in place, the situation does not need to change because you are still participating in it. That's the part most people don't look at, not because it's hidden, but because it's direct. It removes the idea that something else needs to happen first. It brings everything back to your own movement, not in a way that assigns fault, but in a way that restores control. Because once you see that you are not stuck, you're participating, the structure shifts. You will feel empowered. You are no longer waiting for clarity. You're no longer waiting for timing. You are no longer waiting for something external to confirm what you already know within. You are looking at your own willingness to act on it. And that's where the decision actually exists. Not in the options themselves, but in your relationship to them. Whether you continue to move around what's already clear, or whether you let that clarity change how you move. That's the threshold. And once you see it, it's hard to return to the idea, I'm just unsure. Because you can feel the difference between not knowing and not acting. If this resonates, you already know where this applies. You can feel the repetition, the options that are already defined, the moment your body registers something before your mind moves in. The way you've been waiting to feel ready before making a decision, it's not confusion. That is avoidance that's been organized to feel like clarity. And once you know that and you see it so clearly, the next step does not need to be figured out. It just needs to be taken. If you want support, working through that without overanalyzing it or delaying it further, I work with people one-on-one. Link is in the description. Until next time, namaste.